Hey guys, look at all these bees! There's so many bees here, Michael. And they're just chilling. They're not even minding us, are they?
No, they're working so hard, I think they don't even mind.
Just going about their business.
They're very photogenic.
These bees are gonna be internet famous. What does it feel like to be internet famous, bees?
It bees pretty good. Gotta smoke them, number one step. Smoke them if you got them. This hive is pretty gentle. I might get stung, maybe not, I doubt it.
Yeah, so we're not wearing any beekeeping suits for this.
I like to get stung.
It's good for you, right? Gives you a little
Beekeepers are known for having longevity. But you can see this is a really good looking hive. Gentle. I'll smoke it one time. But yeah, they came out of the winter really strong, and so we want to try to reproduce these genetics. To be or not to be? That is the question.
So Michael, what are we doing here?
We are
Besides Shakespeare.
We're looking at a hive of bees at the R. Weaver Apiaries, and this hive in particular is a breeder quality hive. It came out of the winter looking very good, just jam-packed. So we're gonna get some grafting larvae out of here to be able to reproduce the genetics and raise more queens. So we want to make queen cells out of this larva from this queen.
Awesome. Cool. Well, let's take a look then.
So, when you're working a hive of a breeder queen, you sure don't want to crush the queen by accident and have to tell your boss, we don't have a breeder anymore. So I'm going to be very careful.
Really careful with the frames.
And work.
So that doesn't look like it has any wax on it. What's going on with that?
This is, well, towards the outside of your hives, sometimes the bees, that's going to be the last frame that they draw out. But yeah, towards the outside, it's typical for you to get your honey, what we call kind of like groceries. So yeah. And then your
So they store the honey towards the outside of the hive?
Yes, and then your brood, they also store it in the frames where the brood is, kind of in the nucleus of the hive, but it's around the edges. So we'll see that pattern probably emerging pretty soon in here. Whoops. Alright, so here you can see that brood pattern. It's kind of
so we got brood on there. Those are actually little baby developing bees, right?
This is honey towards the outside like a ring. This is pollen, and then in the center that is sealed brood, which are like, I don't know, 14. Oh, there's a waxworm in there crawling around. He tried to hide.
He just sat.
Oh, he dove down. That's from a wax moth. Yeah, the wax moth loves to eat wax. I'm gonna kill him. You're gonna die, worm. Booyah. Oh.
Unfortunately, a worm was harmed in the filming of this.
Yes, we're not.
The worms are not good. The worms are not good for the beehives, right?
Not so much. Stay out of the beehive. That's. All right. So here, I'd like to find the queen. You can see the white larvae. Those are large. Way too large for grafting. You have to find the tiniest tiny larva to transplant, but this is older bee brood. It's a really good slab. I mean, it's really bright, shiny. It's got that bluish pearly look, which means it's healthy. And flip it. There's a sealed brood and older brood, but yeah, not the right kind of larva that we're looking for.
The search continues.
It can be a search. Sometimes you don't really find
what you need.
Well, you have to look. It's not like just oh well, here we go, you know. This has a lot younger larvae.
So right in here, there's a bunch of larvae in the bottom of those cells. You can see right there, and the bees are crawling over there. They're taking care of it.
The bees, the nurse bees, are actually feeding a jelly that the larva feeds on. It's kind of suspended and swimming in this protein jelly. I know women like to buy the royal jelly, which because it's supposed to be good for your face, or the fountain of youth. But yeah, the bee food, the baby bee food, is what is the bluish liquid that the larva feeds on. I actually found some swarm cells with some royal jelly in them. I had to tear the cells out because we didn't want the bees to swarm. And I put that jelly on my hands.
And so now you're gonna live forever, right?
Well, it actually made my skin visibly, I mean, I'm in the sun all the time, but it was funny. And then I didn't get stung anymore that day. I had gotten my butt kind of tore up, you know?
So you were immune to bee stings.
It made me smell like a bee. It's the perfect camouflage.
Essence of royal jelly. The new fragrance.
Here's the queen.
Weaver.
She's got a yellow dot.
Where's she? Oh yeah, there's the queen, guys.
Big
right
dragon
there.
tail. She's got a big old tail, a big thorax.
She's got a mark. You guys marked her.
Mm-hmm.
So she would stand out. There she is, the queen, Her Majesty.
Queen Anne. That's her name. She's nice. You can see how big she is.
You can see that she is a lot bigger than all the other bees.
And they have bees that tend to her and groom her. If you watch, it's like a procession of bees that always tends to her. And she is the boss. She's pretty. It's funny because you never want to crush her. You gotta be very careful.